weird things going on with Zion Williamson's contract. And we also be talking about Draymond Green being a max player. So those are the topics we'll talk about real quick. We'll also have a guest here. Will be joining us momentarily. Straight Stone. So y'all stay tuned and let's get it rocking. Let's go ahead and get with the first topic. So this news came out about last week. A lot of y'all should know this. Kevin Durant has not moved his stance. He still wants to be traded, which is pretty surprising. And we thought of the teams that were in the mix were your Heat. You also had the Raptors. The Suns are kind of out of it right now because of the recent signing of DeAndre Ayton, and we talked about that on the previous podcast. But the Celtics apparently put a trade package around Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. So this is what it was, though. This is a trade. The Celtics offered Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick to the Nets for Kevin Durant. Of course, this is rejected. I mean, that's kind of, although Jaylen Brown's an all-star level player, that's not enough when you compare it to like the Rudy Gobert trade.
Yeah.
So Boston came up with a counter. They said you have to include Brown, Marcus Smart, who was recently crowned Defensive Player of the Year. Include some draft picks in there, and maybe one more rotation player. So currently, the Celtics are less inclined to include Smart along with multiple other player assets or pick assets. But the franchise is now mulling over what are the next steps on how to approach these discussions. Now, Jaylen Brown afterwards tweeted out, SMH, shaking my head over these things. So, man, I was kind of shocked when I heard this news. What was your reaction when you heard this?
Honestly, surprised as well. With Jaylen Brown and the Celtics just recently going to the NBA Finals, even though they lost to the Warriors, the fact that they were, willing to have that conversation is kind of odd to me. And I get it, you know what I mean, with it being Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant is a all-star generational talent, you know what I mean? But this is not the first time that the Celtics have been in this, should we get rid of Jaylen Brown? Should we get rid of Tatum? Should we split them apart? What do we do with them? And it seemed like they were on the right track or on the same page as an organization as far as what they wanted to do. And as a result, you kept Tatum, you kept Brown, you got Smart, Horford, you put it together, you made it to the NBA Finals. So now to come back and you hear Jaylen Brown is, being offered up for Kevin Durant, plus Marcus Smart is a lot, like for them to consider, giving up to get Kevin Durant, in my opinion. But I felt like we were like, they work well together as a unit currently. So you want to tear that down for Kevin Durant? It's kind of like, I get it on one hand, but the other hand is like, you just got to the finals though and you beat Kevin Durant. So why would you go through the trouble and then let it leak out? And now you may be dealing with a disgruntled Jaylen Brown, who's your, one of your star players. Just an odd move to me.
Yeah, you mentioned about Jaylen Brown being involved in previous trade talks. That's true. We heard that. But I want to go back to 2018. That was back when Kawhi Leonard was really on the market from the Spurs. So the Celtics actually tried to trade for him, but they only included pick assets. Now, if they included Jaylen Brown, it would have been more than likely they got Kawhi Leonard. So I guess the front office learned from that mistake. Okay, if you want this level player, you're going to have to include one of our own. So I guess my next question now is, if you're the Celtics, all right, so do you agree with them trying to trade for Kevin Durant? I mean, honestly, they beat them, swept them. Me personally, I don't see why you need Kevin Durant. Personally, I mean, a lot of people argue that they'll be automatic contenders, but they're not going to trade just for Jaylen Brown. There'll be some other assets they want, whether it's Williams or, I mean, or if you include Smart in that too, it's I can make an argument. I don't know, because we talked about this before too. Depth is what makes it work here. You gotta have depth. I'm not gonna sack, and they got Malcolm Brogdon. That's a plus to me. I mean, I don't see them as like the favorite to the East, but they're up there. For me personally, I still have Milwaukee as the favorite right now. No offense to you, though, but like Milwaukee's like the.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't. And you do this and you ruin the chemistry. It seems like it on the front end with Jaylen Brown putting that tweet out there. And this is the thing too. I haven't heard a lot of people say this. Y'all forget who's in the front office right now. Brad Stevens is name. His former head coach. So your former head coach puts that offer out there. I would definitely feel some type of way. I think that's kind of being lost in this. I mean, it's one thing to have just a relationship between GM and player. That's different. But this is a GM who wants your coach. That's a whole different type of relationship right there.
That's true.
So it's like
is Brad Stevens?
It's gonna hurt.
Is Brad Stevens the GM or he's the what's his position?
Listen, either way, whatever it is, whether it's team president or GM, he's directly involved in these trade discussions. Like, it doesn't matter. I'll look it up real quick. But he's definitely involved.
That's a bad look. That's definitely a bad look. And I too did not think about that angle of it. It was already years of them.
All right, so he's a president of basketball operations. He's over this. That's his job. So, I mean.
So he has the power to be able to. He has a big say-so, for one. And two, can you at least talk to the dude? You know what I mean? I think that's the big thing here is that he probably felt blindsided by, I'm in talks to be traded. Oh, I just made the All-Star team like twice in the past 3 years. NBA Finals, just got there, you know. It's kind of like that. It's almost a slap in the face, especially with it being someone who you have a semi-familiar relationship with it being Brad Stevens. So you mean to tell me that you couldn't talk to let Jaylen know that he's probably going to be in some trade rumors or, you know, a potential trade package, and B, you let it leak out before he can even. I'm just saying, like, you can hold the information from within the organization and it not get out to the public, to us. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of sketchy, and that's going to make things difficult for them this season. It's going to rock the locker room a little bit. I feel like they just got stable. And when they did, they were great. So it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, they had a little rocky season in the beginning too. Remember, but Ime was able to round them together. They were able to focus on the defense side of it first, and eventually everything else gelled on the offense. So, man, it's like this is definitely a hit to team chemistry. And I just don't know why would this leak either? Like, man, I kind of feel like they thought that the Nets would automatically accept it, you know, but instead now you got to deal with the fallout of it.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Celtics giving up Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. It'll probably have to be Jaylen Brown maybe Robert Williams, and some draft picks and draft swaps. I mean, honestly, because what other options do the Nets have right now? I mean, the Suns are out of it. The Heat, I'm not sure what trade discussions y'all could potentially be having, but I don't know. But considering what the Heat can offer and what the Celtics can offer, the Celtics could have a better package, other than the Raptors. The Raptors still have a chance here because they can offer Siakam or Scotty Barnes or whoever they want out of their young assets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just really shocked by this.
Yeah,
what it
sure.
was, and furthermore, say Durant does go to the Celtics somehow. This is another thing I heard. Whose team would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Whose team would that be? Would it be, as of right now, it's Tatum. I would argue, okay, I think Jaylen Brown has a little bit more mental toughness, a little bit, than Jason Tatum, based on what we've seen in the finals, in the playoff run. That's why I admire Jaylen Brown. And he can get better. And I feel like, just like those conversations before, conversations were like, oh, maybe he needs to have his own team, you know, similar to those kind of conversations. But at the same time, Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. And this Jason Tatum. I think this is a good. I think this is a good topic to discuss. Like, whose team would it be? Who would be the best player on that team? Remind you, Tatum literally just swept Durant.
He did.
And guarded him up. So, I think Tatum is a better defender right now than Durant.
Definitely.
But I want to hear what you guys say though. Whose team would it be at that point? Who would be the best player?
I think it's still Tatum's team, technically, based on the locker room, his presence on defense, and really, at times, even this past season, he makes the Celtics offense go. Even though he may be struggling shooting-wise, scoring, I said it before, I think that Tatum is the key when it comes to playmaking. And because they didn't have an actual point guard or true point guard, they had Marcus Smart playing, but as far as his assignment is more so to be a defensive presence, offensive decoy. Tatum is the key. Tatum is the guy that gets the most touches. He's out handling the ball. He's bringing the ball up a lot of the time. And in the pick and roll, when he's not, creating his own shot, he's probably making a play for another guy. And really, outside of Jaylen Brown, he's the only other playmaker. So if you take away Brown, I think the ball still is primarily in Tatum's hand because he's still their main guy who has to get their offense going. But on the other hand, I think that Kevin Durant, similar to a Jaylen Brown, would be the guy that's the scorer. And if you want to say whose team it is, obviously we know that Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. But I think for it to work, it would have to be Tatum taking the forward seat. And unfortunately, Kevin Durant having to, as Charles Barkley would say, be a bus rider. Even though I don't really, that's another topic, but I don't think he's a bus rider per se, but he is.
No, man.
He'll have to be a second in that for it to work.
Bruh. He's the dude that's literally leaving the team to go somewhere else. He's literally getting off of one bus and get on another one. He's about to get off the next train or bus and go somewhere else. I don't know, man. At this point, that's the other thing too. If you're Kevin Durant, okay, it's kind of a good story here. You're up 3 2-1 on the Warriors, and you lost, and you went to join the Warriors. You get swept by the Celtics. If he somehow joins the Celtics, I feel like the narrative on KD is set. You can't stay. You go, and the fact that he still is willing to be traded. He hasn't changed his stance after all this time. So
it's and once again, Kevin Durant, generational talent, does not have a no trade clause. He can just be dealt anywhere. Like, they could literally send him to Sacramento if they wanted to, and there's nothing he could do about it. What, you are Kevin Durant. You have so much pull in this league, or you're supposed to at least. I feel like he should. And the fact that you're in this situation after the scrutiny you face for leaving OKC to go to Golden State willingly, then now you could be traded to any team, and if it's that team, and the way, you know, recency bias, and also they went to the finals, it's gonna look weird. Like you said, he's hopping on one bus to the other. It's like changing your zip code, just
basically. So it's hard. It's hard to not think of him that way.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. It's hard to not think of it that way.
Bro, that's tough. If he if that happens, it's gonna be. I still, even if he were to get traded to Boston, I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning another championship with him.
It depends on what they give up and what the next step to get him. Like, if it's just like Jaylen Brown and another player, they can potentially make it work. And let me go back to your Jason Tatum thing too. I don't know. Because, yeah, he was the best playmaker on the team, but he was still coughing up I don't know how many turnovers.
Yep.
So even though he's your best playmaker at that time, it doesn't mean that he probably should have the ball, based on what we've seen. Now they do have Malcolm Brogdon. Now he is someone that can kind of help facilitate. And I'm not saying he's CP3 because he's not, but that's some level of playmaking where it doesn't necessarily have to be in Tatum's hands. And if you're Durant, have we seen Durant be in the B role before? I don't think we have. Golden State Steph willingly gave that up.
Yeah.
On the Nets, Kyrie didn't get a chance to even show because he didn't play. So like he was out. So Kevin Durant didn't have to deal with that. I don't know if Kevin Durant can willingly be like
the second.
I will go back to OKC days. Now Russ had a more alpha mentality. Like, if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But so maybe he can kind of based on his experience playing with Russ. But it's different when you're saying like you're not the primary option. You know, it's a difference there. And remember, the reason why we're not hearing a whole lot of talk on this front and why everyone isn't clamoring for him is because, one, he was injury prone. He's older. If this is Kevin Durant of 2017, I feel like all the teams will be trying to get him. And like you said, recency bias plays a factor too. He did not look good. He's not as good a defensive player as he once was. Offensively, he's still Kevin Durant, but it's not the same. You got to be able to play. So yeah, that's that. We'll see. We keep an eye on this. The teams again that are still in contention to try to get Kevin Durant at this point is now the Celtics. Because no one really thought about that. That's a shock to me. You have the Heat, you have the Raptors, and of course, you can't forget about Golden State. They technically do have the assets to get Kevin Durant, so I'll keep an eye on that team as well. We probably won't hear anything until probably September, August, September.
Definitely.
So yeah, y'all keep an eye on that front. So let's go ahead and talk about another news story. Draymond Green, according to different sources, wants and believes he deserves a maximum contract.
Big money.
Big money. He wants a 4-year contract extension from the Warriors, and he'll be eligible to sign August 4th. But the main thing with this, though, you got to think about it. They have to pay so many people right now. Okay. Andrew Wiggins, he needs an extension. Jordan Poole needs an extension. And then they have a whole lot of players making a whole lot of money. Like Klay Thompson is going to be making $43 million this next season, and Green has a player option for $30 million. First of all, he did not look good in the finals.
He had a rocket finals for sure.
He did. It all depends on. Listen, they could technically get this done. It just all depends on if the Warriors are willing to pay. Because we all agree that he's a vital part of what they do. I think everybody agrees with that. But for 4 years, I don't know about 4 years. He's already older. It's the years for me, and of course the number. Like max, I don't know.
What's he eligible for? As far as the max, because you know it's different tiers.
Yeah. So
he's
he's set to make 25, well, basically like 26 million if you round it up this season, and he'll be due around 28 million for 23-24, but it's a player option. So he could decline and become a free agent then next summer, or they could extend him. You know, so if he were to opt out of the final year of his deal, and they give him a max extension, he will be worth 138 million for 4 years.
Okay.
So including this upcoming season, and they do the extension, he will be making 164 million over the next 5 years, including what he has right now. If they just extend him, it'll be 164. Right now, though, the indications are that the Warriors have no plans to offer him that extension, and there isn't any type of traction right now. However, the one person that is kind of vouching for it is Steph Curry.
Of course.
Steph Curry is vouching for it. And say that that they do not offer Green the extension. How will he behave in the locker room? We know Green does have a voice. He openly defied Steve Kerr before. I mean, he is a voice. He is probably the biggest voice in there. So, how would that affect the team chemistry? Will he demand a trade if they don't offer him an extension? Again, if he declines it, I don't see many teams wanting to pick him up.
I don't know.
I mean,
That's...
he could probably go somewhere, but not for the type of money he's seeking, though. If he wants to try to compete, he's probably not going to get that type of money. But if he wants to just go and try to get the money, he could probably go to like a Sacramento or something like that, you know, like that has money to give.
Right.
That's the type of team I see. Like, but if he wants to compete, he's not going to get that type of money. Now the Warriors have already lost some key players. They got lost Otto Porter Jr. They lost Gary Payton II. Even Bayusi is young. So, ideally, it'll be great if they can keep all these players together. It's just that I don't think the front office is willing to pay all that luxury tax money. Because they extend everybody, they'll be paying at least almost $400 million. That's way too much. So,
I know. Let me get an extension too, guys, or just a short contract. If you're gonna give Draymond that.
And honestly, he's doing so well in media right now. I mean, dude, once your contract runs out, he can just literally go to the media. He has a contract with TNT right now. I mean, like, he can literally just go do that.
Yeah.
Because do you honestly see the Warriors being... The West is about to get tougher. I don't see them being like contenders like that. I mean, they'll be contenders, yeah. But it's going to be harder. You got the Clippers coming back. Don't ever want to count out LeBron and AD and what they may do. Whatever they do with Russ, whatever they do. I do like Darvin Ham. The Grizzlies can count them out. The Mavericks. There's some
There's some talent out there, yeah.
Yeah. So
this is my outlook on this whole Draymond extension situation. I understand why he wants the extension. I understand the impact that he has on the team, because without him, and we saw maybe these past few seasons with Clay being out with injury, Draymond being out with injury, and it was just Steph, then it wasn't Steph. They're a completely different team. And I can't deny that Draymond's voice carries a lot for this team. The issue is that what he does is very important, and without him, I don't think they win a championship this year. But at the same time, there's no way they can afford to pay him that much money and not bring in the talent, the other guys that need to win. Like GP played a huge role throughout the playoffs, and Andrew Wiggins, like you said, these other young guys, Jordan Poole. There are a lot of players that they need to take care of, or have the room to sign another, 3-and-D type of guy, because they need guys that fit the system. And if Draymond takes that much money, it doesn't leave a lot of room for that. I don't see this.
It doesn't. And when the rookie deals expire for like Kuminga and Moody and what's a big man named Wiseman, that contract leads into what you need to do for them. So you really got to start thinking about the future, because it depends how much do you want to go over your salary cap. How much luxury tax is that owner willing to pay? So
if I'm Golden State, I'm giving him a compromise, because I do value as an organization. Yeah, of course, like 100%. But also at the same time, you have to understand, I can't pay you that much over 4 years and get other guys to win the chip. That's just not how that works. I'm sorry. It's got to be sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I would be willing to,
I mean, right, you keep going.
You got to give him like half of that for over 4 years. And maybe this is not a good comparison, but we did just see James Harden renegotiate his contract to, quote unquote, help the team.
Yeah, you got to talk about that. But yeah, you're right. But let me say this: do you really want to give a max extension to a player that Okay. Last season, averaged 7.5 points, 7.3 rebounds, 7 assists,
Oh man.
1.3 blocks, 1.1 blocks, 1.3 steals. I ain't go back a season before that. Let's look at 2020. He played 63 games that season. Oh yeah, I forgot. Last season he got injured. He played 46 games last season.
Yeah.
Season before that he played 63 games, so we got a larger sample size. This is what he averaged: 7 points, 7 rebounds, almost 9 assists. That's good. 1.7 steals and 0.8 blocks. I ain't even mentioned the field goal and shooting percentages. From threes, 27%. From the fields, 44.7. This past season, he shot a little higher percentage though. He shot 52.5 and 29.6. And my thing is this a max level player right here? The last time Draymond averaged double digits was back in 2017.
Sheesh.
He averaged 11 points in 2017. That's it. Now, he does do a lot for you defensively. But to be a max level player, you gotta provide some more for me. You were not. Was he in the running for defensive player of the year last year?
Not that I know
He
of.
wasn't. One, because he didn't play enough games.
Yeah.
He's 32 years old, and he want to give you a 4-year contract extension. There's no guarantee you can even keep up this level of production. Based on what I last saw you.
Yeah. Very true.
That's not max player salary to me. Now, what this contract does seem to me is like, pay me for what I've done for you. Almost like the Lakers did for Kobe.
True.
Almost like how the Lakers did Kobe. Because that contract is about, like, Kobe's done so much for us. Just going to pay him. Because he was an older, declining asset himself. If they do this, it'll be because of what you've done for us. Not more like what you're going to do. So that's their decision. They got to make that decision. And we can play it. We can play a game real quick. Would you rather extend Andrew Wiggins or Draymond Green?
I gotta take Wig.
I think it's no question. I mean, yeah.
I get Draymond's perspective, I think, on this. And yeah, he's done a lot for the organization. Probably has already sacrificed. But when you talked about Kobe, for example, getting that contract at the later half of his career, that's the franchise player. And even as important as Draymond is, and stats don't always tell the whole story, especially with him.
Right.
But he is not the franchise player. We know that's Steph Curry. We know after that it's Klay Thompson. Draymond, and when Kevin Durant was there, it was Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Draymond's like that third, fourth, fifth guy that's as far as the hierarchy. And it's no disrespect, but that's his role.
Yeah,
and what he does for the team is so valuable, but at the same time, that type of persona that he is for the team doesn't translate into huge amount of dollars. Because at the end of the day, if anyone gets that type of farewell, you've done so much for us type of contract, like a Kobe type of deal at the end of his career, it's gonna be Steph. Or it's gonna be Klay. It's gonna be those guys because Draymond, like I said, I know his impact as far as like his voice and toughness, mentality. It's automatic. You can't deny that. But at the end of the day, Klay and Steph were the guys who were putting up 25, 30, 35 a game at the end of the day. And if you don't get that first, you're that's it. You don't get half of these championships that they have at this point.
Yep. Yep. And we can keep going with that too. So you say you'd rather extend Andrew over Draymond. I agree. Would you rather extend Jordan Poole or Draymond?
Yeah.
These are no-brainer questions here.
Yeah.
I'd rather extend Jordan Poole. All right, this could be questionable. Would you rather extend Klay Thompson or Draymond Green? Before you answer, let me go ahead and give you what Klay's done. Klay has not played the past 3 seasons. He played this past season. He only played 32 games. He averaged 20 points, about 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 42 from the field, 38 from 3. And then the last time he played 2018, he was 21 and a half, about 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and he was 40% from 3, 46% from the field. Klay has not been playing for like 3 seasons, and he put up those numbers. Draymond hasn't had a stopgap in his career like that. So, yeah. So, which one you rather stand, Klay Thompson or Draymond Green?
I mean, Klay Thompson's already making a lot of money.
He is,
But
they can still extend him to, he qualifies for the extension.
Yeah, Klay. It's no brainer. It's literally a no brainer because of you can't deny that 21 and a half points or 20 points this season. And on top of having a 3-year gap because of injury, he came back and they won the championship. So
yeah,
it's very clear.
It is, and honestly, if he does try to opt out, he's the most valuable to the Warriors. He's not going to find that value anywhere else, honestly. With the system and Steve Kerr, that's when his career really took off with Steve Kerr. There's no guarantee
with that organization, and
right.
He's not going to translate if he were to go anywhere else. I don't think he'll go anywhere.
It's hard to see if it translates to some other team. It's hard to see it. Like I said, based right now, I would probably not pay him more than, because that's a lot what he's asking for. I would try to negotiate 25 a year. Now, include some bonuses if he does some things, like if he makes all defensive team or all NBA. Yeah, I'll include some incentives in there, and then that could probably push him up to the 30. That's what I would probably try to negotiate with, because he's not. Because the other thing with a max contract player is like, okay, if I sign you this max contract, if I were to put you on trade market, I should be able to get some type of max value in return. If they put Steph Curry on the market, they'll definitely get some max return, right? If you put Andrew out there, you get more return. That's valuable. Jordan Poole, more return. That'll be valuable. When Draymond Green goes out there, you're not going to get the same value for teams to try to trade him for. Because you have to match the salaries. There's no other player on that level with that salary is going to be like, oh, a team's not going to logically think like, hey, I'd rather have Draymond Green than this player I have right here. I'd rather have Draymond Green than Zach LaVine, or Draymond Green than DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
No offense to Draymond Green here. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, media-wise, we talking about sports media stuff? Oh, yeah. Draymond value is way up there. So.
New media.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's no disrespect to Draymond, but it's just that's a hard ask. I think for any team, whether it was the Warriors or not, that's a hard ask for him.
It's just a business. We'll see how that goes. He'll be eligible to sign August 4th. That's if they even offer it to him. we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's keep it moving. Last topic we'll talk about from the offseason news. So Zion Williamson has recently signed a new contract. I was surprised the Pelicans kind of gave it to him based on some things that were happening. You know, him being away from the team, and he ain't text dude that joined the team, and all these rumors about the Knicks, and you know, it's just a lot of stuff, man. It seems kind of messy, but Zion was at his press conference. He looked good. He was saying how appreciative he was of the organization, how he's going to give it his all, and they do have a lot of potential. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Zion, that could be a nice core. We'll see how it goes. However, we recently found out, by the way, his deal is worth, it can be worth up to $231 million over the next 5 years. That, because it has certain escalators where it can boost up that much, you know, if he meets certain incentives and stuff like that. So, but right now it's worth $193 million over the next 5 years. Still a good max rookie extension. However, however, there's reportedly a weird de-escalator in the contract. The contract stipulates Williamson will have periodic weigh-ins where throughout the entirety of his new deal, his weight and body fat percentage must be below a combined 295. If it is not, the amount of guaranteed money in Williamson's contract will be reduced. It's kind of tough. Some escalators kick in if he's named All-NBA, MVP, or Defensive Player of the Year next season. Those are some of the escalators. Right now, he is listed at 6'6", 284. There were some reports back in 2021 where he weighed more than 300 pounds at one point, which was concerning for how athletic he is. But right now, he looks good. But the fact that this clause is in there, I also want to give some context too. This is not the first time the NBA has seen this. Other players have had weight clauses. Glenn Davis had one from the Celtics. That's one prominent one that's been well known. So this isn't the first one we've seen. So if anyone follows football at all, there's also a recent clause that came up where a quarterback and Kyler Murray, there's a clause in there that he has to study film for 4 hours. I don't know if you heard about that. But these clauses that are being revealed in these contracts is something else. But let's go and stick specifically to the Pelicans. Do you agree with them putting this in his contract? And what does it mean for Zion?
I say to Zion, welcome to every Heat Nation player that ever has played. This is not new, man. It's funny because it's, you know, over the past, well, pretty much his entire NBA career, Zion is too big. He's this, he's that. That's a lot of weight to carry on him. And yeah, it is. Because if he was at 300, at 6'6", he's outweighing a lot of the 7-footers in the league. You know what I mean? Like, so it is concerning, but it's not new. And I think because it's him, it's like, oh, Zion has a weight clause. Oh, how's it gonna work? I think it's a good. I think it's honestly a good. What's the word I'm looking for? A good stipulation for him and the Pelicans. I feel like this can only benefit him at the end of the day because I think because he is so athletic and his style of play and being his height, this can only benefit him to help alleviate his legs a little bit, help him, you know, get up and down the court. and hopefully prevent any further major injuries or anything like that.
Yeah.
Being able to, even look at what, and I think he's got this comparison too before. Look at what happened with Shaq. You know what I mean? Like, look at Shaq when he got to the Lakers. 3 championships. All right, Shaq's eating, buckets of chicken. He's getting up there in weight, right? He gets injured. He misses so much time. His toe, his knee, his leg. And eventually he gets traded to Miami. Pat Riley gets on him, and they clash. But he got his weight down. He was healthy enough. He wasn't the same player, but he won a championship again. And I think this is, I'm not even saying like Zion's not Shaq or vice versa, anything like that. But if you look at it from that angle, look at, having that type of weight clause in there is going to be able to keep him on the path to be able to work on his body. And it's only going to benefit him for the future. I think it's a good thing, and it's not the strangest thing. Like, I didn't know about the Kyler Murray thing. I never heard that. I was like, oh, you have to watch 4 hours of film. Glenn Davis was another guy that had a weight clause in his contract too. I heard about that one, but I think it's just cool that we get to see like a little bit more of the contract details, because I'm sure there's some stuff out there. I would imagine for certain players that like to hit the clubs, it's probably some stuff for some of these guys for sure. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. And to be clear, Zion was selected number 1 overall because of his athleticism. His potential with that athleticism. And since you're so early in your career, and you haven't even played a full season yet. Again, he's missed more games than he's played. He's only played 85 games total. And he was drafted in 2019. It's now in 2022.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand why they put it in there. It can be used to help motivate to, stay in it, stay motivated. We'll see, because right now, I feel like the Zion stock has kind of dropped a little bit, just because we haven't seen him.
Missed the whole season too. It's past you.
Yeah, so he needs to really, really come on and have a good season and raise the stock some more, and do what he needs to do, because he also has the added pressure of being number 1 overall pick. If he continues to have injuries, we'll talk about his legacy. Yeah, we'll talk about his legacy in another light,
Yeah.
But hopefully he'll be able to get in the game and stay playing and, do what he needs to do. So, so we're going to take a quick pause real quick. We'll be back with our guest host, Straight Stoner. Y'all stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Swish Masters Podcast. I'm called QtheGuru.
What up, Q? This is Zay, the executive producer.
So Zay, got a special guest today.
Special guest indeed, man. Welcome back, Mr. Farm Raised Entertainment, Mr. SS96 himself, Straight Stoners in the building. What's up, man?
Man, what's up, good people? What's up? Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Yeah, glad you're here, man. We'll be talking about some of your upcoming projects, things that nature. Y'all don't know, SS96. He's an artist. He's a founder of his own company. We'll be talking about some things you got going on with your company. But first, we want to talk to you about some basketball stuff. You heard some of the topics we talked about today. We talked about Zion Williamson, that clause. We talked about KD could be traded. You have any thoughts on any of that stuff we talked about?
You know what? We're gonna stick with Zion first. I do. Whether like you said, like Zay said, it's for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Take it and run with it. You already a machine, so if you can trim it down and get to like Shaq was back in his heyday and get like the muscle with it too, you already about unstoppable, man. Push him out the way. You don't need the body. Use muscle. Giving it on. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Like I said, give a big man mobility on his feet. Good game. I love big man. No homo. But you got to get it. You got to get it. I love it, man. I love it. Like it's better yourself. Like don't just because you done made it. I can buy this and buy this, and I don't need that. No, trim yourself down. Watch yourself and elevate.
That's what's up. That's
It's
right.
like he already having problems so early in the league, so people still trying to work with him. People still believing in him. So like, man, do what you need to do. Get yourself back right and back mainstream like you're supposed to.
Absolutely, man. Zion's a force, and like I said, like you said too, like it's commitment. You know what I mean? You commit to yourself, you commit to the organization. They clearly give you the almost $200 million. They committed to you, so man, it only benefits you at the end of the day. For sure.
200 million, man. You talking about I gotta cut a little weight down, and people want to do that by themselves already? Man, come on, man. Be smart. Be smart.
Yeah. And
Speaking of being smart, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you good.
sorry.
You good.
You gotta be smart too, man. But y'all go. Hey, dude. Cool.
Zay was talking about this is also not the first time we've seen clauses like that. He talked about he's a fan of the Heat. He talked about how the Heat be doing that a
Heat
lot.
made shit.
So yeah. So you got any thoughts about KD? Do you think he should like leave his team with the Nets? You got any thoughts about that?
AD is starting to deem himself what's this? Unreliable. You hopping and skipping around. You really ain't just been playing your hardest, and for me, because he ain't just been at his happiest either. He ain't getting what he wants, so he's like, I take it and play some ball. I mean, like you still got millions of fans who believe in you, man. KD used to be the sharpshooter, the guy to pass to. Now KD is the guy, he gets passed around like the ball, man. Like, what are you doing?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
slow it down. What you say? Slow down the press, slow it down, bro, and make some smart decisions. There's nothing being wrong trying to find your fit. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start doing too much, don't nobody want you. Everybody like, wow, so you can come to a year and leave? Like, man, you start to fall off your game, you get unstable.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a bad look for sure. I especially now, like it's been months, since he requested the trade. Kyrie signed back. They got Ben Simmons. They got other players. They got other dudes that had signed back, and it's like, all right, you're Kevin Durant. You might as well just run it back. Me and Q said this already. It's already so hard to get like equivalent value to trade him. I don't see it happening like that.
Yes, and that too, because not only do you have your name, but like I said, you got your game. You got some good history behind you too. Yes, you do. I respect KD for his talents and natural abilities that he just have. Like that wing spread, man, you can't get you can't get that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I already got to trade for people to do it. Just sit down for a moment, let the people work things out like it's supposed to, and try to be happy that way instead of trying to force somebody to make you. Man, it's not working out.
Sure.
Especially with these new athletes coming up, man. You give it another year, you're gonna be like Kaepernick, man. Stop playing.
Man. For sure.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
That's what I believe. But like, I hope the best for him. Hope make a comeback. Was that Carmelo Anthony? That boy still be out there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got something great. So like it's not over. It's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So Stone again. What's your favorite team again? I forget.
Bulls.
We got you. The Bulls.
Shout out.
Yeah, all right. You got
Bulls.
how far you think your Bulls can go this season?
We're going back to the playoff. Okay. Bulls surprise. Bulls be surprising people all of a sudden. It's like they barely make it, but when they make it, it's like, oh, Bulls in there. Everybody be proud and be so supportive, and then in the first round, boom. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Stop letting that hype go to the head, man. Focus on it. That's what I say. Focus on it. We already got the name behind it. You got people, old fans, new fans. They just want something to go behind, man. Give us that. Give us something to make us proud. I want Chicago to come back and do what Memphis did this year.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
That's a good, yeah.
It'll be a great game there.
Oh yeah. I mean, they got they just got Zach LaVine back. They still got DeRozan.
Vucevic.
Lonzo is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, Lonzo too for sure.
Yeah.
I think main thing for y'all is y'all just get healthy. Y'all could probably do well. Just get back healthy. So I definitely expect them to be in the playoffs too. They should.
Somehow we've been making it last year or so, but like it's like when we get there, like it's like we don't even get a 7 game. It's like we get a 2 game and be out. Like what happened to the Bulls? Man, we gave up. Yeah. We signed it. We just signed it over and chose a pick. What? No, man, come on.
Yeah. Got you.
But
sure.
I'm still riding with my boys. If anybody asks me, I'm still with the Bulls. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Stoner, I don't know if you've seen some of these new jerseys they got out here. But like, for example, I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you see this or not on your screen. I'm gonna move this up real quick. But the Jazz recently had like some new jerseys that were announced. Like, what do you think about like some of this stuff, man? Like the Jazz is like some of their stuff it's like highlighter type colors now. I'm gonna keep it on this and pause it.
Jazz always been a little suspect to me with their design. Even like I said, colors and all, like whoever that is, they need a new guy.
Yeah,
I say that.
Yeah, these
they need a new guy.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry to whoever job it is, bro. It's like, man, you know, it's 2022. We need some new hotness, man.
They do. Y'all, this brings a good question. Which jersey? Which team y'all think has the best jersey? I would say the Lakers. They have like some iconic jerseys, but I don't like that City Edition jersey. You know that they had this past year. I don't like that purple jersey. I don't like that. And your Miami Heat let me down too. Y'all City jerseys are trash this year.
What?
No, bro. Like y'all. I missed the Vice. Y'all go back to the Vice.
Oh,
jerseys, man. Like y'all. I'm not talking. I'm talking about this past season. Y'all disappointed me with y'all jerseys this year. It's like a weird, like a serial killer type M and a serial killer type I. Like I don't know what y'all doing, bro. I miss y'all regular. No, City jerseys, man. Y'all let me down.
Yeah, that and the Heat white. I love the Heat white.
White hot, yeah.
Y'all should bring that back.
I think they are bringing it back this year.
All right, because those are iconic, man.
I mean, I'm thinking about you talking about the black jersey with like the
that.
It was like purple, yellow.
Yeah, that. That was y'all City jersey. That was kind of bad, bro.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't as good as some past ones, like the Vice jerseys, like for sure. Vice is like the best jersey in the league for sure, though. In my opinion,
this past year.
Not this past year, but
yeah, normally it was though.
Yeah.
Are there any like throwback jerseys you want to see? Like the Pistons, they bring their throwback jerseys back. I don't know if y'all heard about that. They bring back
the teal joints.
Yeah, they bring that back, that teal jersey.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but Stoney, you said the best ones were like kind of like the Miami Heat days with LeBron. Those are the best jerseys.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all had the best jerseys. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. LeBron was on the team. Y'all had some of the best jerseys in the league.
Yeah. They had to put that boy in style out there. They did him good.
Man.
That way, Shout out Wade. I throw him a little bit out there. I see you, my boy. Shout out Wade.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's. I'm not trying to be biased. Like, I think Miami has some of the best jerseys, but another one. You said the Lakers earlier, right?
Yeah, I don't like the ones this past season, but I like the one where they did with y'all remember the Mamba?
Oh
like
yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago.
I like the Black Hollywood that they did. It was a while back,
Yeah.
but
Y'all know
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn, kind of. Brooklyn, Pelicans, a little bit.
Brooklyn has some. They had some good.
The best I joint from Brooklyn was nice.
Yeah, that was nice this past season. You're right.
Well, what about this? Will we get eventually some SS96 sponsored jerseys?
Yeah, probably.
Hey, you know what? We're working on it. Actually, I had some people to hit me up trying to get some jumpsuits. So if I can work out with my one of my retailers on that, try to get some jumpsuits in, that'll be great for one time come in. Maybe be on the lookout. Go to SS96.net.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's all in the works.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
Okay.
So I saw this on social media the other day. Have y'all seen this? They're asking like which LeBron is the best LeBron. It was like Cavs LeBron, like early rookie LeBron, Miami Heat LeBron, or the Cavaliers LeBron when he came back, 2016, or the Lakers LeBron. Like which one of those LeBrons is the best LeBron? A lot of people thought the Miami Heat LeBron. I think I picked. I don't know. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Me and my brother actually had a conversation on this a couple weeks ago. He always claimed Heat LeBron, but I say when he got back with the Cavaliers and when he had to show them and brought back to prove what he said, and he had to put that food in his mouth and he ate it all, like he did it. Like I still call that one. Like and Miami, he was just out there having fun, showing his tail off. But like the grind of the Cavaliers when he came back, yeah, he wanted all the love back. There ain't nobody hate, bro. Wasn't no hate there. Where all this hate come from now? I don't understand.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
Zay, which one do you think is the best?
I think the like majority of people said Miami LeBron, and rightfully so.
This should have known.
But hang on, hear me out.
You're a homer though. Man.
But hear me out. I mean, this is just my thing about LeBron. Like I think he understood how to win and to be great. Like he fully figured it out when he came to Miami. Got those 2 chips. Shout out to LeBron for helping us. But my favorite version of him is his early Cavalier days. Actually, I think that he was already super skilled, but his athleticism then, and still to this day, like LeBron is ridiculous. Like LeBron's about to be 40, doing reverse 360 dunks, and I can't even I can barely. I don't even know if I can touch the rim anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm much younger, but early LeBron, from I guess 20 to 27, that dude. I remember one of these plays. He it's a play I see all the time on Twitter. Like they threw a lob up and the ball's over the top of the backboard. LeBron grabs it and he just is coming down with the ball. The ref called something so they didn't get to finish the play. But I'm talking about peak athleticism. That dude was jumping 40 feet in the air and could every night literally took off from the free throw line mid game. I mean, that's my favorite version.
When they were trying to get Braun on the dunk contest and stuff. I mean, yeah.
He's always been great throughout his whole career, but that's my favorite version of him. Just seeing how freakishly athletic. Then the iconic posted dunks on KG,
That's true. I hear you. But I feel like the second run when he came back after Miami with the Cavaliers is the best one. I'm saying because of the different skill sets he had more of a post up game when he went back to the Cavaliers, and I feel like mentally he kind of just knew everything, bro. Like Miami, he was still learning. Then after Miami went back to Cavaliers, it's like, man, he knew everything, bro. Like
He know how to win.
he knew exactly how to win. He has great memory, so he's seen about all the defenses at that point. So now I feel like that LeBron is the best LeBron, like skill wise. Athletically, I agree with you. Like early LeBron, jumping out the gym. Like,
Yeah, he was, dude. Like, I still compare that LeBron to like the Blake Griffin when he was in his prime. Like, I used to love to see them two.
Yep.
For sure.
Them boys were stuff, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's really a shame that we didn't get a LeBron dunk contest. I feel like they should just do, and especially with how the dunk contest is going over the past few years, they need to like retool it. Just get like
offer more money or something.
get something, man. Like, get people off the street. Like I know they do plenty of like dunk contests around the globe.
They used to have a TV
Make
show
it-
about that stuff, man. You remember that? Kenny used to have a TV show about like some type of dunk contest.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Remember
gotta
that.
do something.
They gotta do
They should. But really, what I really hate we didn't see was Kobe versus LeBron in the finals. That's the one thing we never got.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we had that.
Boy, you talking about a game to watch. You talking about 7 games for that? Ooh,
Yeah, that was
it
amazing
was
to
gonna
see.
be all 7. It was gonna be 7.
Yeah, it would have been
They
sad.
make it 7. It was gonna be a tough 6, boy. It was gonna be a tough 6. That's how I like it.
So hold on, who you think was gonna win then?
Oh man.
Because at this point,
Depending on what team
yeah, you got to
they
depend on what
playing
team. Because I guess we're assuming he's in Miami, right? Or do you want to do when he's with the Cap? No, I ain't gonna do when he's Cavaliers first time. He would lost. But let's do Miami though. Let's do Miami.
with. Yeah, man, they wouldn't lose.
Because Kobe's
They wouldn't
still
lose.
kind of in his on tail in his prime in 2011, 2012. So so say instead of the Thunder, it was the Lakers in the Miami. 2011. Who y'all think will win?
It was 12.
2012, yeah. My fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, 2011 Mavs.
Oh.
Right? yeah.
I don't know. Them Thunder boys was on crack at one point in time. Some shooters, and I believe them shooters are gonna take them out. Cause they, I believe, I ain't gonna lie to you, you can only do so much. Them shooters and them the way them boys paid and passed the ball, and they would have fun with it too. I know LeBron and Wade was having fun, but man,
I don't know. It just remind folks the 2012 team for the Lakers. That was a team with Pau Gasol, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash. It was that team. And Kobe. Say they healthy too. They playing healthy, you know. Who will win? The Miami Heat or the Lakers with Kobe, Powell, Dwight.
yeah, we can call the Heat on that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yo, it all depends on the health, man. Because Dwight had a bad year, man. It was tough. And Steve Nash was there. It was honestly injuries, bro. That kind of.
There's another. Well, we ain't gonna go down that road. But the Dwight Howard kind of disappointed me too with some of that. But we ain't gonna go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard, that's where he kind of like had a little bit of downfall due to injury, but I think that would be a tough matchup because
Paul was smashing, bro. I remember Paul stepped the game up because he had no choice really. Paul was out there busting.
yeah,
I'm talking about long too. That boy was out there swishing them too. He was making some shots that nobody see from Paul in a while. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
man, Paul versus Chris Bosh would have been a good matchup too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like, shoot,
Probably take-
Might get ugly out there.
Yeah, we could probably take the year before, man. Back when they had Derek Fisher. I think Derek Fisher was last year.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
that. We probably could do that year before that, like said, the Mavs versus the Lakers. That's probably a better comparison because like they had too many injuries in 2012.
Yeah.
So it'd be Kobe, Matt Barnes is on their team, Andrew Bynum, Pau Gasol was still there. Luke Walton, you know that. I mean, like I think he still would have had a better roster.
Yeah,
Kobe would be healthier though. We talking about Kobe and Powell, right? So like,
I'll give them that one. I'll give Lakers that because it was still like in that time learning how to function. You know, with it's
true.
Who's the alpha Wade,
Right.
LeBron type thing.
Good point. They would still been trying to figure it out, and the Lakers would have had it. They already had chemistry at that point, so they probably would have worked it out. Yeah,
And healthy Kobe.
healthy Kobe. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, like Kobe take the game in their own hands. Yeah.
Both sides of the court.
Yeah, it did. Seriously. Seriously, make you feel bad for not doing your job, boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can ask a couple players about that.
Shoot.
Jeremy Lin and
Nick Young.
Nick Young. Yeah.
Kobe, you gotta respect it. The man wanted to win that bad that he was gonna just like MJ, you know, MJ 2.0. He's gonna push you,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, he's gonna get you to the ultimate goal. And I respect it.
I do too. So this was also on social media. Stoner. So like Steph Curry did an interview with Complex. He was asked about a matchup between the 2017 Warriors and the early 2000s Lakers. Steph said, at the end of the day, if you can match up in some alternate universe, us versus the 2001 Lakers, obviously we feel like we can win. I don't know who will guard Shaq, but I don't know who will guard me and Clay either. We rocking with that. And 3 is better than 2. So his comments reached Shaq. And Shaq said, if the Warriors don't double me, I'm going for 60 without free throws. that's what Shaq said. So this kind of made it rounds. Like, so we're trying to see like who would win between the 2017 Warriors and 2001.
I'm calling Lakers all day long, man. I'm calling Lakers on that one, boy. Like I said, Shaq at this healthy, throwing them elbows. He going for 60, if not 75. Kobe just out there. Kobe gonna mess with you anyway, because Kobe can do whatever he wanted to, and then if he can decide it, oop, look who open. Shaq. Boom, too easy. Y'all gonna be trying to cover, trying to so focus on them. What? Pass out somebody else, right up, lay up.
Yeah.
Kobe wasn't just that much of a ball hog. He seen somebody open, he was gonna pass in that. Don't try to take away from my boy like that, but yeah, still don't put your foot in your mouth, boy.
I mean,
yeah, who you guys say?
don't get me wrong, man. KD, Steph, Clay, Dre, and who did they have at the center at the time? Bogut or maybe not Bogut, but
you keep talking. I'll let you know in a second.
But I gotta look at obviously Kobe, obviously Shaq, and the style of basketball compared to 2001 versus 2017. Yeah, I don't think anyone's matching up very well with Shaq.
Oh,
And then,
sorry, man. By the way, they had JaVale McGee.
oh,
Zaza Pachulia. Yo, can you mention JaVale McGee and Shaq? Shaq.
I like JaVale McGee, but
and that was in the time when Shaq was getting on him a lot too, man. Like, that would be funny.
Like Shaq just smash on your head and walk over you and keep on running, man. You know. And then like the tempers they got today, they wouldn't stand it, man. They've been trying to foul out or something, man. Flop.
Yeah. But yeah, they had Damian Jones, Kevin Looney, JaVale McGee, and Zaza Pachulia.
nah.
Nah, I'm sorry. There are no Shaq stoppers on that team. Let me see. I want to pull up 2001 Lakers real quick because I have obviously
I got it too. They had
somebody. Go ahead.
They had Kobe, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Horace Grant, Ron Harper, Robert Horry, like Tyronn Lue. They had some ballers on the team, man.
Yes, they did, dude. Stop playing with them boys.
Yeah.
Man, I thought about
Shaw,
Big Shot Rob, Brian Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Big Shot Rob, he gets a 6'10" dude, can shoot the three, play power forward, play small forward. Then you got Horace Grant. They got size. I mean,
They do. They have size to help defend. They do. Like that's the thing. Like I agree with y'all. Like respect to them, there's no one guarding Shaq. And plus, it depends on what rules you're playing. You know, if you're playing early 2000s rules, they can touch him up, beat him up a little bit. It's definitely gonna be the Lakers.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if I could take the Lakers to this era, I can still make an argument that the Lakers will win too, because they have size and athleticism on their side, and they can shoot. I mean, yeah, they have to adjust the defense a little bit, but at the same time, no one's going to stop Shaq in the paint. You'll be into foul trouble trying to stop Shaq. So that's it.
The way try to make 2 free throws. I mean, you all right?
That's about it. I just there's no matchup for Shaq alone, and then with the guys that can throw at Steph and Clay and KD, with you know, if they want to go big and slide Horace Grant in like at the forward or whatever, or Ron Harper, 6'5" point guard. You know what I mean? Like they could be on Clay and Steph throughout the game. Like as far as matchups, like they had a lot of different like talent they could throw at them just like for bodies. They ain't even talking about offense, we're talking about defense right now.
Right. We can also talk about coaching too. They had Phil Jackson. I mean, Steve Kerr's a good coach too, but
the master versus the Padawan.
Yeah, basically, I consider that too.
Yeah.
So I think it's really no contest with that.
It's like about that.
Yeah, it looks like we're all in agreement. But that leads to something else too, because Draymond was talking too. You know, he has a podcast now, Stone, and he talks a lot. And he was talking about the Bulls, and he put a tweet out there. Then he was like, "Everyone is talking about your tweet about how you can beat the '98 Bulls by do you really believe that?" Draymond Green responded, "We can beat them by 40." So like. And then the interviewer asked Draymond, "Okay, who's locking up Jordan?" Draymond said, "It ain't about that. It ain't about locking nobody up. See, the part that people miss is there's a difference in era. See, those guys playing from the free throw line in. See, I was watching Game 5 of the '98 Finals against the Jazz. The final score was 82-81. That's a halftime score in today's NBA. My whole point is comparing the eras. It just don't make sense. No one is scoring 82 points in the game today. I don't know if we're sweeping the Bulls, but I know we're winning, and I have my 5th ring." That's what Draymond said. He was doing a lot of talking. So basically, the same argument. KD even commented on tweet. He was like, "I know one thing, Steve Kerr will have Steve Kerr like running pick and rolls on Steve Kerr." Like he was like, the coach Steve Kerr will be like, "Hey, set screens on Steve Kerr and like get the mismatch on him." Like that's what KD said. So just same question, man. Who you taking? The Warriors or the '98 Bulls? And just
Draymond, I'm putting Pimpin on. I'm putting Pimpin. I'm going to Pimpin on him offense and defense and let him have it at that. That's what I want him to deal with. He ain't got to touch Jordan. He ain't going to be able to keep up with Jordan. He just running that mouth. That's about the only thing he can keep up with Jordan with. His mouth. Because Draymond, know he wouldn't be that big of determinating factor between that anyway. Like you take him out, put somebody else in, you still get the same result.
Yeah.
Basically, because that's all Draymond got right now is that mouth and keeping them in there. Because if he goes somewhere else, it is mute. He got to put in real work.
Yeah.
We just talked about
We just talked about that too. We just talked about that
We
earlier.
just talking about Draymond and how he talks. You're not gonna be able to out talk Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Like Last Dance, you're not gonna get in his head like that at all. And two, Michael Jordan is 6'6". Draymond is 6'7", if that. So he plays power forward. Michael was playing the shooting guard. So I feel like he could still easily post Draymond, shoot over him because he's gonna elevate. Or two, take him out on the perimeter because I think MJ still will have the advantage for his speed and being able to get his shot off. And it's the same concept, honestly, because you got Scotty, you got Dennis. The pick and roll is not gonna be too, bad. Only like Coach Steve Kerr would say, "Oh, screen my younger self." That's the only advantage you got. Everybody else is able to switch, and you still got. I want to say they had Ron Harper.
Let me see.
Off the bench? No, I may be
No,
thinking.
Ron Harper's playing.
They still got Ron Harper. Yeah. He was starting. Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Still same concept. Big guard. I'm throwing him on Steph. I'm throwing him on Clay. Scotty. I can put him on power forward and I can put him on KD. Or he can switch for whatever.
Yeah.
And even though they play the free throw line in, they're trying to get to the basket mostly. I don't think that Golden State just gonna slow them down. Like I agree. Like okay, like they probably score a lot more, but I don't know in the clutch. Are you stopping Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen? I don't know.
So this is the same thing as back then. If you knew the game plan was to play the 3-point line or try to dish it in, you use that same thing as to guard that attack. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's not like they didn't watch films back then or study how other people played. So I don't understand people about I understand about the different game rules and stuff, but I would still study you and lock you down, just like Kobe did. Kobe didn't care who you was, age, none of that. I'm going to study your game and lock you down, bro. That's the point behind it.
Oh yeah, he knows.
You can't stop.
Yeah.
They know that Steph wants to pull. As soon as he gets a clever off a screen, they know it's gonna be like 18 screens going on at once. So it's gonna be it'll be a good matchup for sure. But I don't think Golden State's gonna beat them by 40.
See, that comment was disrespectful. Not
That's
40.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah, that was a lot. That's too much. And remember, they got Dennis Rodman too, man.
That's what I'm saying. They got some worm.
It's gonna be tough, and I don't care. His main argument was errors. Okay, I get that point. If you put the Warriors back in their era, I still don't see them scoring as much because they can touch you up more. Hands on you. Now I'll put you back into this era. Yeah, y'all score more, but can you imagine Michael Jordan in these rules today? Yeah, Michael Jordan be averaging 40. Like, in today's NBA, you're not supposed to touch. Oh, you think about you see floppers now. Michael Jordan can bait people because he was already in their head back then. He's gonna be in their mind today, baiting them. Oh, and one 4-point play. Like Michael Jordan would be killing it in today's NBA, in today's rules. So you gotta think about that too. I don't think some of them would be as effective back then. Okay, the only person I could probably argue is KD because he has the size to do so. Steph Curry, I don't think he'll be as effective. All the bumping and the physicality.
Take all the accuracy out.
Yeah. And we saw what the Grizzlies did to him this past season too in the playoffs. Like they were effective, but that would be that times 10 with the Bulls. So like, yeah, you can go ahead, Zay.
And plus, old school defense too was a breed.
Exactly. It's like they calling it different. It's different.
The Bulls also have the secret weapon coming off the bench. The original Kevin Durant, Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc.
So you know what I mean? Like if if you take Durant out, and you got Kukoc coming in off the bench, who's guarding 6'10", pulling up, basically big guard. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another matchup that I'm like, they probably slow him down, but they're not gonna stop Kukoc for the whole game because he was.
Good point.
When Jordan retired for a minute, he was supposed to be the guy, and obviously, you know, that was a lot, but still, Tony Kukoc was no joke either.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't.
I
also say this too, though. The bench for the Warriors that year was not the best either. You know, they didn't really have good depth coming off the bench. I mean, they had Iggy was starting though. Right? No, Iggy wasn't. They brought Iggy off the bench, right?
No, I think he started because he shifted to that small
to the depth lineup thing. Yeah, you're right. But they had Sean Livingston.
Oh, that's a good one.
Patrick McCaw was on the team. He was decent, but he's not like they had Nick Young too. But Nick Young, I mean, the main point is the Warriors' depth this year is way better than this team from 2017. You know. Like this past year's Warriors had Jordan Poole, you know, you have Moody, Kuminga. I mean, they have more players. They have more depth than this roster because you're taking up all the cap space. Whereas the Bulls, they have a better roster, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not how you look at it. So
you can put the second bench, you can put the whole second bench in and not just worry about losing the game. Y'all might slow it down, yeah, they might get some points, but it's not going to be like, oh man, why all the starters though? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can hit it.
Yep. And you can stagger it to make sure you have Scotty or Michael in there. Now, the Warriors can do the same thing. They can stagger to where they have KD in there or Steph in there, like they did that year. So I don't know. I think we all agree that, like, you know what, no matter what Steph says or no matter what KD and Draymond say, their teams are losing against the 01 Lakers and the 98 Bulls. No matter what era you put it in. We talked about both eras. Like, there's no way.
I just don't see it, man. There's no disrespect to either side. It's just
no disrespect.
Those matchups, man. These are we talking about some of the greatest to ever do it.
For real, and still hasn't been replaced. Like,
right.
It's crazy.
Yep, crazy. All right, Stoner, tell us about, you got any other upcoming projects or anything you want to share with people?
Man, what have we got going? I still got a couple of shirts that still hasn't been released to the public yet, and I'm still working on. I have a couple shirts in the work. I actually just recorded my first music video, so hopefully that'll be coming out soon. Me and Xzequtive production. I love it. What else have we been working on? Working on my TikTok game. Me and my boy, we've been doing some sushi videos out here, trying to break some new ground. Yeah, sushi videos, people. I'm an entrepreneur. I get my hands dirty on everything, okay? Everything possible.
Stoner versus the world.
Man, that's what I'm saying. This place is gonna be plastered, man. What you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you a thing too. But we've been out here just having fun with it too. It's not just all business. I've been actually doing things I've never done before, meeting new people. Like I said, doing sushi videos. You never know. We might be popular overseas somewhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? You never branching out. You never know where you might be at night. So been having fun with it. I've been trying to get more people wear my shirts out, so be on the lookout for that. More advertising. You might see somebody rocking an FRE right there. A good game. Swish Master. I know I made me a couple custom Swish Master hoodies. Seriously, so
nice.
Seriously, for real. Man, we just been out here living life and setting goals, man. Setting goals. Couple actually got another music video probably coming out within a month. Second one we're working on. Got a half country mix that's gonna be just maybe fine when it hit the world. People be looking on the lookout for that. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to give you. I can tell you about it, but I still want you to see. Can't give too much, man. Can't give too much.
I feel you.
Nice, man.
That's what's up.
That boy's out here putting in the work, man. Straight stoner, man. We thank you for coming on to the podcast, man, for sure.
Yes. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for wearing the shirt. We're gonna get some more products out for you guys too, because I want you guys to see stuff every episode, man. Every episode. We're gonna upgrade, so we can turn it up.
Oh, yeah.
Why not, man? The effort y'all boys been putting in out here. The stats, the homework y'all do, like this is not easy. People don't understand work. And I appreciate you guys for putting in work, man.
Oh yeah, man. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you, bro.
It's all part of the game, man. We just doing what we love, pursuing dreams out here, same as you. Keep going.
Oh yeah.
But they say Will Smith say you build that brick till you end up with your house.
That's it.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. So y'all go ahead and check out Straight Stoner, bro. SS96.net. We're gonna run
Yes. Shirts, hats. You heard me. We got more coming soon, man. Maybe even joggers, suits, the sets, man. Please check me out. Stay tuned. Check me out on YouTube. The homepage on SS96 will give you all my links, all my profile stuff. Just go check me out, man. You never know what you might like.
Nice. All right, Zay, y'all promote.
Oh yeah.
Check out Zay stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We still got that 20%. What is it? 20% off. I'm not sure right now. Use Swiss codes, man. Use discount code Swish Masters, man.
Oh yeah. Y'all get some gear. Oh yeah, get some gear.
Yeah. I'm about to go use it right now.
Go do it, man. I'm telling you, I got jars, everything. We're gonna be adding more to the website, so please. Absolutely. The holiday season coming in, so don't get it, people.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Be sure to check it all out. Also check out the Xzequtive Productions YouTube channel. Putting up some new beats pretty much every week. Also, my guy, Straight Stoner, is working on a new project. Well, let me see. I'm not going to give it away, but we're working on something. We got something coming.
All right.
Working hard, we're grinding. Studio's back in full effect. I'm back. So keep on the lookout. Also, earlier this week, released a new single. It's out everywhere called Riding the Coupe, featuring my guy, my little brother, Nick B on the sax, killer saxophone player, man. If y'all got time, search Riding the Coupe, Xzequtive Productions. It's out everywhere, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Go get that. And of course, man, we thank y'all for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Check out Stoner, check out Zay, check out the podcast on all your podcast platforms. We're going to be getting ready to start our team analysis, giving our predictions on where each team in the NBA will go. Y'all stay tuned for that. And yeah, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
What up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.